Yeah. Sirens hum, neon buzz, shoe soles thin, prayers thick, grandma stove warm, landlord cold, clock ticks.
The streets on me change.
I paid in scars, counted these nights like counting stars. Rent on my neck, hope on my bars. We turned broken alleys into moving cars.
The streets on me change.
I bled in rhyme, turned every loss into measured time. If love is late, we'll find the crime and build a system for every dime. Public school ceiling, raining dust on our hair. Pencils like spears in a bureaucrat lair. Lunch line short, whole week then. We learned interest rates before we turned 10. Food desert maps like a medical scan. City drew red where they buried our plans. Mama stitched dreams in a coffee can. Don't spin your soul, that's how it began. Cousin caught a case for a nickel of green. Judge smiled polite like a vending machine. Officer's body cam blinked like lies. We kept receipts in each other's eyes. I pushed a cart full of secondhand light. Stacked up books just to armor the night. Read bold when quiet by the radiator hiss. Tattooed the chapters on every fist.
The streets on me change.
I bathed in floods, counted these nights like counting stars. Rent on my neck, hope on my bars. We turned broken alleys into moving cars.
The streets on me change.
I bled in rhyme, turned every loss into measured time. If love is late, we'll find the crime and build a system for every dime. The streets owe me change. Basements flood, then the rumors float. We pass the hat, keep the neighbors afloat. Mutual aid in a shoebox vault. We don't ask pity, we audit fault. Pastor in sneakers, choir off key. Still those crack notes set captives free. We learn to fund what the budget denied. Bake sales, side jobs, hustle with pride. Phone switch tongue like a folding blade. Boardroom tone with a corner grade. Handshake thin, but the terms are thick. We read the fine print, unlearn the trick. Credit a leash if you chase it blind, but cash flow grows with a disciplined mind. We pull up chairs when they lock the door. If chairs ain't welcome, we build the floor.
The streets on me change.
I paid in scars, counted these nights like counting stars. Rent on my neck, hope on my bars. We turn broken alleys into moving cars.
The streets on me change.
I bled in rhyme, turned every loss into measured time. If love is late, we'll find the crime and build a system for every dime. Brother went army to exit the loop. Came back mapping a wider troop. Said home is a bruise that learns to heal. I said home is a booth where truths get real. We turned our grief to a metronome click. We turned our doubt to a drumline kick. Every denial became a draft. We rewrote futures in paragraph. Hands to the ceiling that never replied. Still we invoice pain for every tear cried. Legacy ain't a statue of stone. It's neighbors fed and a paid off loan. Policy folders never walked this block, but we tuned the engines and busted locks. Daughters in STEM, sons in law, mamas in business that outrun all. Barbershop, town hall, laundromat news, corner store councils fixing the screws. I want my cut from the theft of time. Compound interest on every ride.
The streets on me change.
From bus passes to boarding gates, we scaled the fence of inherited fates. From pallet jobs to payroll seats, we paved the lane through tangled streets. If hope got legs, it walks with us. If faith got wheels, it rides our bus. Put my last fear in a mason jar, watched it dissolve like a falling star.
The streets on me change.
Sirens fade, neon dims, morning comes clean. Debt paid in full, on the balance unseen.
The streets on me change.
Sirens fade, neon dims, morning comes clean. Debt paid in full, on the balance unseen.
Mailbox stuffed with no's, we cash them into yes. Clock says hunger, Stove says bless.
Rent receipts and battle scars. We wear our truth like stolen cars.
If fate plays cards,
We stack the deck, pay what we owe, then cut the check. Rent receipts and battle scars. We learn to aim beyond these bars.
if gates are locked, we scale the fence.
Bill every minute, they call us less.
Window AC rattles the blues in July. Kids jump rope while the bullets fly. News paints monsters where cousins stand. We repaint faces with helping hands. Free lunch line, then the graveyard shift. Hands grow callous, spirits lift. We pass the potluck down the hall. A building of strangers becoming a wall. Teacher said right, I rode on trains. Graph on steel for unlisted names. Lessons in ledgers and pallets and pliers. Boss counts hours, we count flyers. Side gigs stacking like Tetris bricks. Debt plays drums on my ribs and clicks. Still I conduct it with steady breath. Compose a budget that cheats back death.
Battle scars. Our truth like stolen cars.
Mystic plays cards.
We stole the deck, pay what we owe, then cut the check. Rent receipts and battle scars. We learn to aim beyond these bars.
If gates are locked,
We scale the fence, bill every minute, they called us less.
uncle in rehab texting me live. I send him a verse and a reason to give. Sister sells plates with a taste of home, seasoned with love and a tax-ID tone. Mama keeps envelopes labeled rain. Inside a sunset's bottle from pain. We don't do miracles, we do the math. Small steps paving a boulevard path. Board meeting Zoom from the laundry room. Charts next to socks and a Tide soap fume. We pitch our plan on a prepaid phone. Turn seed the harvest and gravel and stone. We vote in church basements, audit the blocks. Count every promise, change every lock. If policy sleeps or a knock is loud, we wake the budgets and feed the
Receipts and battle scars. I rent my truth like stolen cars.
If fate plays
We
cards,
stack the deck, pay what we owe, then cut the check. Rent receipts and battle scars.
we learn to aim.
Beyond these bars,
If gates are locked,
we scale the fence. Bill every minute, they called us less.
I lost some brothers to cages and dirt. I keep their birthdays stitched in my shirt. Pour out a measure before I record. Keep their initials engraved in the chord. Every relapse taught us the map. Every setback sanded the trap. Step by step we scorched the hive. From barely living to fully alive. Cold calls, warm leads, invoices due. Credit repair in a network crew. Mutual funds in a rainy day stash. Kids 529s in emergency cash. We swap the flex for a freedom plan. 10-year view in a present tense span. We pay our elders the interest owed. Planting returns on a neighborhood road. Choir of engines, percussion of trains. Snare of the turnstile, melody of rains. All of our losses collected in jars. Shaking like shakers to season these bars. I'll be the footnote that learns to shout. The fine print line they can't cross out. The code that walks from a broken app. The quiet revolt on a paper map. We light the stairwell, mop the blood. Rebuild the lobby after the flood. Name every child like naming a star. Chart them a route beyond this scar.
And battle scars. We wear our truth like stolen cars.
If fate plays
We
cards,
stack the deck, pay what we owe, then cut the check. Rent receipts and battle scars.
we learn to aim.
Beyond these bars,
If gates are locked,
we scale the fence. Bill every minute, they called us less. Rent receipts and battle scars. We wear our truth like stolen cars.
we wear these scars.
We stack the deck, pay what we owe, then cut the check. Rent receipts and
When morning
battle
clocks
scars.
in, we sign our names.
Beyond these bars,
Paid in full on invisible claims.
battles less.
Neon legend. Siren ink. Concrete accountant. Count my sins. Write my name in the ledger of the block. Every scar digit, every dream a stock. Rent late, hope early, time on the clock. We buy freedom with the will to walk. Write my name in the ledger of the block. From corner math to corporate talk. If doors won't open, we drill that lock. Payback history, line by chalk. Roach in the sugar, leaking the roof. Still we cook dinners and tell the truth. Kids on the mattress, tracing the maps. How to escape all the generational traps. Grandma with scriptures, coupons clipped. Budget like knuckles, tight and chipped. I turn my grief to a steady groove. Metronome ticking the wheel to move. Officer lights in the dust like teeth. Paperwork fangs underneath that sheet. Body cam angles that miss the cry. We hold the evidence in each other's eyes. I learned to peel like I learned to hook. Found due process in a borrowed book. Public defender with a microwave heart. Still we rehearse to perform our part. Write my name in the ledger of the block. Every scar digit, every dream a stock. Rent late, hope early, time on the clock. We buy our freedom with the will to walk. Write my name in the ledger of the block. From corner math to corporate talk. If doors won't open, we drill that lock. Payback history, line by chalk. Warehouse shift with a forklift him. Palettes like pews in the fluorescent dim. Fingerprints blackened with oil and ink. Clock out whistle like a prison blink. Side gig logos on a thrifted tee. Cash flow forecast taped to the fridge. We see debt like a drum line inside my ribs. But I conduct tempo with callous tips. Food desert blues in a payday storm. Mutual aid turns ashes warm. Church in the basement, ballots and beans. Minutes recorded on folding screens. We count our neighbors like we count our breath. One by one we out, walk death. If policy sleeps, we set alarms. Wake the budgets with linked arms.
Hands up, not to beg but measure. Ceiling height against our pressure. If hope got math, we'll show the proof. Compound courage under this roof.
Code switch cadence, boardroom stance. Excel sheets, meet a corner dance. Term sheet jargon, AP herb bite. We mark up clauses and print our rights. Vendor accounts, net 30 grace. Cash conversion like a relay race. I stack each verse like inventory. Fire fold these pains into a new story. Write my name in the ledger of the block. Every scar digit, every dream a stock. Rent late, hope early, time on the clock. We buy freedom with the will to walk. Write my name in the ledger of the block. From corner math to corporate talk. If doors won't open, we drill that lock. Payback history, line by chalk. Cousin in trade school, learning to wire. Sister in nursing, veins like fire. Mom with a cottage kitchen permit framed. Pop's sobriety coin finally named. We throw our failures into the kiln. Pull out lessons, glazed with will. No more pawn shop, selling our hours. We wholesale tomorrow with bulked up powers. Rooftop birthdays, candles and wind. City below, like a violin. We tune our steps to a stubborn key. Minor to major, eventually. If fate writes fines, we file appeal. Bring receipts, stamped we're real. Ledger closes, ends in black. Paid in full, no turning back. Neon ledger dims to gray. Books balanced, we own the day. Neon ledger dims to gray. Books balanced, we own the day. Steel stairs, cold breath, mailbox full of no. Watch me turn it to go. Mailbox full of no, we cash it into yes. Turn denial into fuel when the city says less. We lace up, face up, climb out the mess. 6 flights of hope and a beat in the chest. Mailbox full of no, stamp on my pain. Postmark rain, but we board that train. If fate sends bills, we send back change. Signed by the block in a fearless range. Radiator quiet with a steam pipe hum. Kids learn fractions with a food stamp sum. Desk wobbles, textbook torn. Teacher still fights like a crown well worn. Graph on a freight spells cousins lost. Each silver wheel a rosary crossed. I write their names in a measured bar. Keep every echo in a sample jar. News at 6 paint us as threat. We cook at 8 and clear that debt.
there on two. Forks keep time and the rent comes due. Corner store gospel, clerk says peace. We pass the plate for a quick release. Mutual aid like invisible wire. Lights this block with a handheld fire. Mailbox full of no. We cash it into yes, turn denial into fuel when the city says less. We lace up, face up, climb out the mess. 6 flights of hope and a beat in the chest. Mailbox full of no. Stamp on my pain. Postmark rain, but we board that train. If fate sends bills, we send back change. Signed by the block in the fearless range. Courtroom cold like a hospital wing. Bail like a ransom attached to a string. We crowdsource justice with $10 bills. Bake sale verdicts and shared up skills. Pastor and Jordan, sermon and slang. Still those crack notes make shackles hang. Block club minutes on dotted lines. We audit promises and find the fines. I carry a toolkit of legalese. Read every clause till the jargon bleeds. APR teeth in the predatory grin. We close those jaws with a union pin. Warehouse badge and a barcode prayer. Hand truck rhythm on a midnight stare. Side gig logos and vector clean. LLC letters on a thrifted jean. If hope is dead, we'll restructure. Roll the term on future culture. Rate 5 pain on lower rates. Equity built and neighbor fates. Brother got clean in a second shift life. Sister in school with a scholarship knife. Cuts through fees that guarded gates. Registers dreams at better rates. Mama keeps envelopes labeled seed. Insider roots for every need. We water pavement, roots insist. Bloom through the crack like a lyricist. From gig to gig to an owner's chair. From hourly chains to dividend air. From pallet jack to procurement calls. From borrowed mics to concert halls. We mapped a method, save, invest. Kill the flex, protect the rest. 10-year plan with a weekly grind. Calendar courage and a disciplined mind. And when sirens fade and the dawn gets loud, we count our people head by head proud. Name every child like a comet bright. Chart them a path beyond this night. If mail still lies with 1,000 no, we stamp our yes with a thunder glow. Elevator breaks, we take the stairs. Top floor keys from block-wide prayers. Mailbox full of no. We cash it into yes, turn denial into fuel when the city says less. We lace up, face up, climb out the mess. 6 flights of hope and a beat in the chest. Mailbox full of no. Stamp on my pain. Postmark rain, but we board that train. If fate sends bills, we send back change. Signed by the block in a fearless range. Mailbox full of no. Heart full, let us sent to a future full.
Cold water, tenements, steam pipes sing, rent notes sting. Cold water tenements, we boil a pain, turn into pressure that powers the train. Bills on the table like cards in a game. We don't fold hands, we rename shame. Cold water tenements, prayers in a pot, stirring the hunger to thicken the plot. If fate sells chains, we're buying the key. Block by block, we invoice free. Radiators hiss a metallic psalm. Kids do homework and borrow calm. Ceiling paint snow on a mattress floor. We count wins walking past the store. Library cards like forged ID. Entry to futures they said can't be. I learned budgets like learning to breathe. Every small surplus a stitched up sleeve. News at 6 draw monsters in ink. We wash those lies in the kitchen sink. Cameras blink but miss the hug. Miss mutual aid in a grocery lug. Corner clerk fronts milk till Friday. We pay it back with a weekend highway. Rise to jobs for dawn's first cough. Community ledger marking right off. Cold water tenements, we boil the pain. Turn it to pressure that powers a train. Bills on the table like cards in a game. We don't fold hands, we rename shame. Cold water tenements, prayers in a pot. Stirring the hunger to thicken the plot. If fate sells chains, we're buying the key. Block by block, we invoice free.
Hold water, hold water, hold water, hold water.
forklift choir. Pallets rise like a stubborn spire. Hands get numb, but the mind gets sharp. I track throughput like tuning a harp. Side hustle logos on thrifted tees. Google the clauses and legalese. LLC formed with a borrowed pen. Articles filed between shifts at 10. Courtroom air like a freezer aisle. Bail like a tax on a grieving smile. We crowd the pews with envelope cash. $10 thunder that breaks the lash. Public defender burnt to the wick. Still we rehearse to the gears click. If justice sleeps, we set alarms. Minutes and motions and linked arms. Measure the ceiling against our reach. If hope has math and sermons teach. Compound courage, weekly rate. Snowball wins through a rusted gate. Code switch cadence, boardroom stance. 8 pair teeth and a lender's glance. We mark up terms with a streetwise eye. Ripe out of pain at a lower sky. Credit a leash if chase too long. Cash flow choir makes the weak strong. Savings jars with a grandma string. Rainy day funds for an upriver spring. Sister in nursing, veins like steel. Brother in HVA sealing a seal. Mom got a cottage, permit frame. Pop holds a chip with his first name claim. We kill our failures, glaze them bright. Pull out lessons that handle the night. No more pawn slips for our soul. We wholesale future in bulk and bold. Rooftop birthdays, candles brave. City hum steady like underwave. We map our route with a teacher's chalk. Stairwell lit for the kids who walk. Write down debts we refuse to owe. Build history back with interest flow. When morning clocks in with factory light, we sign our names on a different night. Cold water tenements, we bought a pain. Turn it to pressure that powers a train. Bills on the table like cards in a game. We don't fold hands, we rename shame. Cold water tenements, prayers in a pot. Stirring a hunger to thicken the plot. If fate sells change, we're buying the key. Block by block, we invoice free. Water cools, room warm slow. Paid in full where the receipts don't show.
Blocks, bonds, dividends. We turn our wounds to quarterly trends. If gates stay locked, we form new ends. Risk the climb and compound friends. Blocks, bonds, and dividends. Street to suite where the letterhead bends. From pawn shop nights to sunrise pens, we sign tomorrow and press it. Morning routes past the busted light. Kids with backpacks armored in might. Free breakfast line like a victory march. We lace the names to a future arch. Graphone still is a census lost. We read the roll and cover the cost. Every alias etched in chrome. We sample the echo and take them home. Clerk keeps faith in a job out of till. Fronts a loaf and refuses a bill. We pay it back with a Saturday crew. Trash bag army making alleys new. Block club minutes on folding chairs. Voters list checked like answered prayers. Door to door, audits of promises made. We chase the budget like chasing a braid. Locks, bonds, dividends. We turn our wounds to quarterly trends. If gates stay locked, we form new ends. Risk the climb and compound friends. Locks, bonds, and dividends. Street to suite where the letterhead bends. From pawn shop nights to sunrise pens, we sign tomorrow and press it. Night shift whistles a minor key. Forklift ballet under LED. PPE halo on tired brows. Clock out stamp like wedding vows. Side gig invoices net 30 tight. Cash conversion mapped each night. Spreadsheet sells like city blocks. I move liquidity through mental docs. Lawyer on prepaid, terms on red. We carve the clauses that let us sled. Predatory fangs of a payday note. We dull those teeth with the union vote. Mutual aid, Venmo hummed in the pews. Scholarship jars with kindergarten clues. 10-year horizon in weekly steps. Snowball courage that never slips.
If hope is equity, stake your share. We pool our risks, then hedge the scare. Ray fees sorrow at a friendlier rate. Pay off shame on an earlier day.
Uncle got
clean and learned a trade. Sister runs books in a bakery shade. Mama sells plates with a tax ID. Pop fixes boilers with steady degree. We kill the stumbles to ceramic grit. Set the table with unbroken wit. From layaway dreams to paid in cash. From borrowed names to a sunrise stash. School board ballots and barber talk. Street light petitions on a Saturday walk. We teach our kids how to read a lease, how to exit a trap and increase peace. LOC filings, email domain and a logo pin. From corner slang to a quarterly call. We answer to no one but serve them all. Rooftop garden on a tenement spine. Tomatoes red like a victory sign. Bees patrol where sirens screamed. We kept the faith and the budget dreamed. Count every child like counting stars. Chart them a map past stolen bars. When dawn declares our ledger green, we sign collective on every scene.
Blocks, bonds, dividends. We turn our wounds to quarterly trends. If gates stay locked, we form new ends. Risk the climb and compound friends. Blocks, bonds, and dividends. Street to suite where the letterhead bends. From pawn shop nights to sunrise pens, we